Okay, I want to talk about AAA, not just AA, AA Alcohol Anonymous, but this is about the AAA is Autonomic Awakening Agencies. AAA, easy way to remember it. And the various components of this that allow for us to access our already existent awake self. Awake, deeper self, capital S self, not small s ego self. So we are already awake, period. We are already whole, period. We are already stillness itself, period. We are already connected to everything on the planet, period, right? So that's, if you can get there, then you can run with me with these 7 different AAA agencies that allow for us to come into alignment with that already existing wholeness, right? So, but to say that we're going to explore these, we need to come up with a little tree of your life and look down and look at the other parts of the story. So these are autonomic things that happen for us. But we also have, and I'm going to say down here in our body, mind, in our body, soul, if you will. But we have a mind that we tend to, in our culture, we of course live in this culture with various values, various systems, and various metaphors about the American dream or the way what we've got to do to produce and consume, and we've got AI, we've got all those things. So we tend to be up here about all that stuff. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, there are all this information coming in and wisdom coming in and sensibilities and metaphors and agencies and energies of wholeness that are trying to also get our attention. So we need to operate fully functionally in our culture and answer the call to living larger than life and being our most authentic self, best we can within that context. But we also have to be true to our own journey. And these 7 different agencies are about us accessing more of that deeper version of our life, the richer, more meaningful way that we travel in the world. So that in the end, we are purpose-driven, beauty-laden, and joy-dripping people that are, fully awake. And that's our contribution to humanity, right? Those are our deeper purposes, and then we can't help ourselves but serve. So these are 7 little openings, overtures that allow for us to access some of this deeper wisdom. And again, not to put that in a contradiction with the things that we have to do to be productive and accountable or responsible. We don't want to set this up as that this has got nothing to do with that. No, this has got everything to do with full alignment. And it's paradoxical sometimes, yeah, but it's not in contradiction. It's not about that. If you see it as contradiction, then it'll be contradiction, of course. But no, we need to hold both, outside, inside, sun, moon, male, female, inner, outer, all of these things. The world is nothing but paradox, polarity, that we have to find a way to live simultaneously in both of those worlds without a whole lot of anxiety, right? So let's talk about the AAA energies that keep us alive and keep us, from fully expressing these parts of us that could be called, this is our beauty delivery system, and these are the ways in which you can access some of that wisdom. The first one is dreams. This I don't know, because these dreams happen on their own. We don't, most of the time, some of us can cognitively go in and orchestrate and program ourselves to really focus on getting the dreams that we want. But for the most part, most of us, we have these dreams. And dreams are constantly serving the greater good of your awakening, your wholeness, who you really are. And so there's something terribly right about our dreams. And they're like, think of them as breadcrumbs, towards your full expression of your life. And so metaphor, simile, they're full of very rich symbolism and tied in with stories and tied in with some of our favorite biographers, people who have lived by their dreams. They've put the feet on their dreams. They've followed their own journey. Some of the greatest stories have been about that. So dreams are, just a vital, enlivening source of that we can access. Feelings automatically come. Sometimes we're not in the mood, or sometimes we're angry. Sometimes we're just in a melancholia. We're just feeling a little bit of sadness and reflective time. We need to retreat a bit, and other times let's just bring the joy, right? And we're feeling this joy. So feelings are also constantly course correcting us. Think of all of these as the parts of your GPS. And these are the smaller minutiae, broken down GPS in the grand scheme of things, but these are the 7 different parts of it. So feelings are also something that you can bring into your life and start to express. Some of you know that because you've come into my office and we've helped understand some of that stuckness and some of that rage, or some of that isolated feeling of being separate from everything. And that leads into symptoms sometimes of depression and anxiety, but also bodily symptoms of cancers and high blood pressures and chronic fatigue, or irritable bowel. Like, all of these symptoms also they're informing us that we're not on track, that something's not quite fully expressing itself. There's something not right about any symptom, but then on channel 2 there's something, okay, what's right about these? It's like Kaylee, she hurt her knee water skiing. Okay, nothing right about that. It's painful. On channel 1, channel 2, well, maybe it's a chance to slow down. Maybe it's a chance to reflect on different parts of my life. The 7 A's. Yeah. But the 7 agencies. So symptoms, right? That makes sense. Another way for us that our soul is telling us that we need to course correct. Meanings are autonomic. They don't, there are certain meanings in one song and none for somebody else. Paintings, architecture, relationships, you're drawn to certain kinds of people, you're drawn to certain kinds of food, our senses are all dialed in with meaning. So meanings are hugely important and autonomic, and something that we need to honor, and most of us do, but we can tie them in with these other things and really get an even fuller measure of our wakeful self. Energies are like that. Energies are like, don't think it's a good idea walking down that alleyway tonight, or you know what, I'm not getting on that, this food doesn't feel right, I'm not going to eat that. Or, you know what, I really feel like, no, I need to be on that plane, the next plane to San Jose or whatever it is. Do you know the way? I'm just kidding. So yeah, energies are also like that. And these are all, again, think of them they're all contributing to you coming back into the flow of your life. Nature. You go into nature, you can't help but feel that stillness. You come down out of your head and down into alignment with your vertical part of yourself, the horizontal part of yourself, and that meeting place right here. And it's like, we get to the top of a mountain and go, it takes our breath away. Or we just aghast at the incredible beauty of a flower that's opening, or an owl sound. We just so nature is another way in which brings us back into our full awakened nature of our parts of ourselves. So lots of time in nature can really be helpful. Mimicking nature can be very helpful. And then the hut practice, which I've been doing on Instagram each weekday morning. What does that do? A true meditation brings you back into alignment with what is, and what is all of this. Autonomically speaking to us, finding a way for us to befriend our outside life with our inside life, and delivering then in the end a very deep and full and rich, colorful expression, full expression of you, aka fulfillment, right? I hope that's helpful. There are the 7 A's of the autonomic awakening agencies. Bring them into your life. We'll see you soon.